Hello everyone and welcome back to Learning with JD. So guys, you are back again and in today's topic we are going to talk about the eighth topic of the PMBOK Guide 6th edition. So we know that we are waiting for the 7th edition to come, but till the time we don't get that, let's continue our studies with the 6th edition itself. And today we are going to talk about project quality management. So before we start today's session, I request you to subscribe to my channel. That will really motivate me to keep on uploading more videos which are relevant to you from your examination perspective. Do like, share and comment on my videos as well, and I will definitely come back to you in case if you have any queries. All right, let's start. So there are three topics that we're going to cover today. Obviously, how do you plan it, right? So we've been seeing it from the beginning of our project that you need to plan everything. You cannot do anything, you cannot start anything, any process till the time you don't plan it, right? So we are going to see today how we plan it, how we manage our quality, and how we control our quality. So let's start with planning the quality. Now, of course, plan quality is a part of planning process group. The process of identifying quality requirement. What do you mean by quality? It means that any product or any service which is going to get delivered as a part of the output of the project should meet certain requirements. Now, the color of the product can be one thing, but the quality, which means the quality of the product has to be intact as per the requirement of the end user. So the process of identifying quality requirements and or standards for the project and its deliverables and documenting how. So again you underline the word how, right? Because everything here is all about how the project will demonstrate the compliance with quality requirement or the standards. So some key concepts of project quality management. It addresses the management of project and the deliverable of the project. Now this is one process. Quality is one process that talks about not only what the project provides you but also what it delivers. What is the delivery of the project? It applies to all the projects regardless of the nature of the deliverable, irrespective whatever the deliverable is. You have to have a quality management plan around it. Fail to meet the quality requirement can have serious negative consequences. It can obviously say that the requirement of the consumer is not met. The consumer will not be happy. They will not take the product. You will have to redo the product, right? Meeting the project schedule objectives by rushing on the plant quality inspection may result in undetected errors. If you do not check the quality properly and just go ahead and do the quality inspection check, there can be more errors into place, right? So that can be an issue. Quality and grade is not the same. If you would have seen one of the quick tips that I was talking about, you can see it somewhere on the top right now. You can refer that video as well, where we've clearly identified that quality and grade are two different things. Whereas lower grade is all right, low quality is not. Okay, so if you read this statement, which says that while a quality level that fails to meet quality requirement is always a problem, a low grade product may not be a problem, right? So we are talking that in case if there is something which is for 10 rupees of worth, it is a lower grade, which is all right because that's the worthwhile of it. Prevention is preferred over inspection. Obviously, it always says that you should definitely ensure that there is prevention and over inspection. It is better to design the quality into deliverables rather than to find quality issues during inspection. So when you are trying to design the product, please make sure that you put the quality into deliverables itself. Cost of quality is another concept which we are going to talk about in a little detail. It also says that all the cost which is included as a part of improving the cost of quality is all right? It's a part of your investment. So the cost of quality includes all the cost incurred over the life of the product by investing in prevention, non-conformance for requirement, appraising the product or service for conformance to requirement, and failing to meet the requirement. So some of the trending and emerging practices here are that customer satisfaction is something which is now taken into consideration. Earlier, it was, it was not at the most of the priority. Understand, evaluate, and define and manage the requirements so that the customer expectations are met. Continual improvement. So PDCA is one of the basic concepts of quality management, which says that you plan, you do, you check, and then again you act about it. And it's a circle, right? It goes on and on. You always keep on doing it. It's been modified by Deming. Management responsibility. Success requires the participation of all the management of the project team. Quality is not something that will be, just the responsibility of the project manager. The quality is something which is the responsibility of the entire project team. And mutually beneficial partnership with suppliers. When you talk about third parties as well, when you have third parties involved, an organization and its suppliers are always interdependent. Some of the tailoring considerations for quality management are policy compliance and auditing, what quality processes and procedures exist in the organization. You should document that definitely as a part of planning process. Standard and regulatory compliance, are there any specific quality standards in the industry that needs to be applied, right? Continuous improvement, you should continuously improve on the quality of the product. It is managed at the organization level and level of each project as well. Stakeholder engagement, again, as we are saying that these are interdependent things, it has to be collaborative in nature, and these should all be taken into consideration with stakeholders and suppliers. So consideration for agile and adaptive environment, some of the bullet points mentioned out here are: in order to navigate changes, agile method calls for frequent quality and review steps built in throughout the project, right? You just don't have to do it rather at the end of the project, but you do it throughout the project. They look for the root cause of the issue, then suggest trails of new approaches to improve quality. In order to facilitate frequent incremental delivery, agile methods focus on small batches of work, incorporating as many elements of project deliverables as possible. That's it, right? So let's see what are the key inputs to the plan quality management. Now there is another document that we have to create, which will obviously be a part of the project management plan. This is going to be the quality management plan. So the project management, so creating the project quality management plan, the first thing that you need obviously is the project charter. The project charter provides a high level project description and the product characteristics. So as we said, there are two key things which are a part of the quality. It is the project deliverables as well as the product deliverables, right? It also contains the project approval requirement, measurable project objectives, and related success criteria that will influence the quality management of the project. So you definitely need a project charter. Then of course you need the project management plan, because there are a lot of things that will be a part of the project management plan, like the requirement management plan, the risk management plan, the stakeholder engagement plan. All these are a part of the project management plan, and you need to refer to create the quality management plan. The scope baseline, right? The scope baseline is also a part of the project management plan. The project documents as well. Some of the key documents which are a part of the project documents are assumption logs, requirement documents, requirement traceability matrix, risk register, stakeholder register. These are all the part of the project documents. You definitely need to know what's happening in and around your industry, in and around your organization, and hence the enterprise environmental factors, which are the EEFs and the OPAs, is something that you have to take into consideration while creating your quality management plan. Then you talk about the tools and techniques. Now you have certain documents with you. You've created these documents as a part of your inputs. And now there are certain tools and techniques that you will apply to create your quality management plan. Of course, we all know experts get job everywhere. You call expert judgment. These are people who will be specialized and trained in, defining quality assurance plan, quality control measurements, quality measurements. So these are all the part of the expert judgment. Then another one is data gathering, right? So benchmarking, you try to compare actual and planned project practices or the project quality standards. You try to understand what are the best practices which are going on around the industry. So you do benchmarking. So benchmarking is also a way of tools, is also a tool and technique. Then you do brainstorming as well, you do interviews as well, right? So brainstorming is nothing but coming together along with the group of people of your team members, subject matter experts, trying to develop a quality management plan that best fits your project. Then you also do interviews. You will try and discuss with your team members project and product quality needs and expectations with the stakeholders, finally what the end consumer wants, right? So you need to do some interviews as well. Data analysis techniques, cost benefit analysis, right? A cost benefit analysis is a financial analysis tool used to estimate the strength and weaknesses of alternatives in order to determine the best alternatives in terms of benefits provided. Then cost of quality is also a part of the data analysis. The COQ associated with the project consists of one or more of these following costs. It can be a preventive cost, it can be an appraisal cost, it can be a failure cost. Remember, even the failure cost is something that comes under cost of quality. So there is a differentiation. One mark question may come from this particular slide, which talks about cost of conformation and cost of non-conformation. If you see, the prevention cost, the appraisal cost, everything falls into cost of conformance, and internal failure and external failures both are a part of cost of non-conformance. Decision making. So decision making techniques will also be used as a tool and technique for defining your quality. Then you do data representation, you create flowcharts, you create logical data models, matrix diagrams, mind mapping, all these fall into as a part of the data representation. Another important tool and technique here is test and inspection plan. Now, with quality, something that is very important is that you will not do quality only at the end of the project, right? You will keep on doing the quality throughout the project. So it's very important that you plan in the beginning itself that what is the tool that you're going to use for testing your quality and then inspecting the quality, right? So you need to do this at this stage as itself. Then meetings, of course, project teams may hold planning meetings to develop the quality management plan. So you need certain documents. You got some documents as a part of the input. You'd use certain tools and techniques, including data representation, expert judgment, data gathering, right? Test and inspection planning, meeting, etc. And you get the quality management plan. Now, the quality management plan is a component of the project management plan. Remember all those small plans that you have created in the previous sessions as well. All these go and form as the part of the project management plan that describes how applicable your policies, procedures and guidelines are. So the quality standards that will be used, the quality objectives, roles and responsibilities, what are the project deliverables and processes, subject to quality review, quality controls and quality management activities, tools, major procedure relevant for the project. All these are a part of the quality management plan. Another important output of the quality management plan quality management is quality matrix. A quality matrix specifically describes a project or the product attribute and how the quality control quality process will verify compliance to it, right? So just defining the quality will not help. You will definitely define the quality as well as try and control the quality throughout the project. Your project management plan gets updated, including your risk management plan and the scope document, scope baseline, and some of your project documents also gets updated, like your lessons learned, requirement traceability matrix, risk register, stakeholder register, etc. So that's all about the planning quality management. Now you've planned your quality and you are a part of the planning process. But what happens when you are actually in the executing phase, right? So while you are actually in the executing phase, you manage the quality, which means what? Which means that you will ensure that at every point of time the quality is met and there is no loopholes there. So we will now talk about manage quality. So manage quality is the process of translating the quality management plan into executable quality activities that incorporate the organizational quality policy in the project, which means that whatever you have planned for now is something that you are going to actually ensure that that is applicable and that is happening, right? The quality is being executed as a part of the project, as the project progresses. The key benefit of this process is that it increases the probability of meeting the quality objective as well as identifying any processes which are ineffective and cause of poor quality. So let's see what are the input, outputs and tools and techniques for managing our quality. You definitely need the project management plan. Why? Because we have just identified what the quality management plan is, and it is the part of the project management plan. So the key document which is the part of the project management plan is the quality management plan, which is the output of the previous process. Then you need the project documents. The project documents includes lessons learned, the quality control measurement, quality matrix, risk reports, etc. Organizational process assets. You definitely want to know what is happening within the organization. What are the processes, procedures, guidelines, what are the templates, what are the checklists, traceability matrix, etc. Everything which is being managed within the organization, you definitely need to know that at the time of executing the quality. Something that is also going to help you at the time when the work is going to go on is the results from the previous audits. In case if there is something which has gone wrong in the previous project, this can help you out in creating your, managing your project deliverables. Data gathering. Checklist is a structured tool, usually component specific, used to verify that a set of required steps have been performed or no. Data gathering is one of the most common way of managing ensuring that whatever you wanted to do is a part of the checklist and is done or no. Data analysis, alternative analysis and document analysis are again another two tools which can be helped for managing a quality. Other tools like process analysis, root cause analysis. You can find out as to what is the root cause of a particular bug or of a particular issue. Decision making, a decision making technique that can be used for process includes but it's not limited to multi-criteria decision analysis. Multi-criteria decision analysis is used to evaluate several criteria when discussing alternatives that impact project or product quality. Data representation tool. Data representation can talk about flowcharts, it can talk about histograms, your matrix diagrams, your scattered diagrams. These are all the part of your data representation tool and technique. Audits, of course, audits, because we don't want to see, if you see audits are sitting here at the execution phase and not at the phase of monitoring and controlling, because we say that at the time of executing itself you keep on doing audits. You don't want to wait till the end of the project to evaluate that there is something which is not appropriate and certain things that are not as per the plan that has happened. Design for X. Now DFX is a technical guideline that may be applied during the design of the product for the optimization of a specific aspect of the design. Design for X, it's often known as DFX, can control or even improve the quality's final characteristics. It results in cost reduction, quality improvement. So this can come up as a 1-mark question for you. Problem solving. Problem solving entails finding solutions for issues or challenges. Effective and systematic problem solving is a fundamental element in quality assurance and quality improvement. So using a structured problem solving method, will definitely help eliminate the problem and develop a long lasting solution. Quality improvement methods. Now these are all tools and techniques, remember, of managing a quality. Quality improvement can occur based on finding and recommendation from quality control processes. So the finding of the quality audit or problem solving in the management quality process. Plan, do, check, again, and Six Sigma are the two most common quality improvement tools that are used to analyze and evaluate the opportunity for improvement. A 1 mark question for you here. Now let's look at what are the outputs of managed quality. So you've identified some of the documents that you need for managing your quality. There are certain tools and techniques that you can use for managing your quality. Techniques like quality improvement methods, your problem solving techniques, design for X, which is DFX, data representation, decision making, etc., audits, etc. The output that you get is quality reports. The quality reports are a graphical or a numerical or a qualitative nature. It can be in any way. The information provided can be used by other processes or departments. They can take corrective actions and improve the quality project's quality expectation. Test and evaluation document. You remember we did the audits. So test and evaluation document can be created based on the industry needs and the organizational templates. So you remember we took the organizational templates also as a part of the input. So you will take that organizational templates and prepare certain test and evaluation documents. These are inputs to the control quality, right? The next process that we talk about, and they are going to try and achieve and evaluate on the quality objectives. Another output is change request. Why change request here as a part of the execution process? You remember we always have change request as a part of the monitoring and controlling. But why do we have it here today as a part of the execution? It's only because this is not something that will be done only at the end of the project. This is a part of the execution process. The work is going on. You keep on finding out what are the mishaps in the quality, and in case if there's any, you will issue a change request and follow up with the PICC process, which is Perform Integrated Change Control process. The quality management plan gets the project management plan gets updated. Quality management plan, the scope baseline, schedule cost baseline may also get impacted. Some of the project documents may also get updated, like issue log, lessons learned, your risk register. These are all some of the documents that may also get updated. So that's about planning the quality and then managing the quality as a part of the execution phase. Remember, quality is something which is the responsibility of everybody and not just one project manager. So while you manage the quality, it's very, very important that you control the quality as well. Let's see what are we going to do while we control the quality. So control quality is the process of monitoring and recording the results of executing the quality management activities in order to assess performance and ensure the project outputs are complete, correct, and meet the customer expectation. The key benefit of this process is verifying that the project deliverables and work meet the requirements specified by the key stakeholders or for the final accepted product. Right? Very, very important. So that's what the part of quality, controlling a quality is. Let's see what are the inputs. You need the project management plan. As a part of monitoring and controlling, you need the project management plan. You also need the project documents, because this completes, these includes all the documents, all the project management plan documents, all the project documents as well. You need all that, and then you need to control your quality. Your approved change request, you remember we raised some of the change requests, and now you are going to approve these change requests, because you need to finalize on what needs to be verified and what needs to be let go. You also need the deliverables. A deliverable is nothing but whatever has been created, the verified product, result, or any performance of the service. That is something which is known as the deliverable. You will do that, and then you will take that forward. Work performance data. Work performance data contains data on the product status, such as observation, quality matrix, measurement for technical performance, as well as the project quality information on schedule performance and the cost performance. You need to know what is happening around the industry, so you need the EEFs. You also need to know what's happening within, so you need the OPAs, which is the organization process assets. The standards, the policies, the templates, everything is a part of the OPAs. So let's see what are the tools and techniques. So you took the project management plan, which has all the planning processes. You took the project document, which has all the documents as well. Now these are all the documents that you've created. Now let's see what are the tools and techniques that you can use for controlling your quality. Data gathering. We've seen this tool and technique before as well. We know checklist and check sheets, statistical sampling. What do you mean by statistical sampling? That, in case if there is an order of creating an entire building and you just created a wall, you just check the wall to see if the quality of the cement throughout the building is fine or no. So that is what is known as statistical sampling. Then you talk about questionnaire and surveys. You try and find out and gather information on the customer satisfaction, and then deploy satisfaction after the deployment of the product or the service. Data analysis, performance reviews, root cause analysis, these are all tools and techniques that can be used for doing a control quality check. Inspection, we did inspection at the time of execution as well. Inspection is the examination of the work product to determine if it conforms to documented standards. Whatever has been documented at the time of planning, whether it meets it or it doesn't meet it. That's what is known as inspection. Testing and product evaluation. Testing is an organized and constructed investigation conducted to provide objective information about the quality of the product or service under test in accordance with the project requirement. The type, amount, and the extent of test needed to evaluate each requirement are part of the project quality plan and depend on the nature of the project, time, budget, and other constraints. Right? You can use the data representation tools and techniques as well. Cost and effect diagram, control charts, histograms, scattered diagrams. These are all the way in which you can identify your data representation technique. Meetings. Of course, you need to talk to your project team, your stakeholders. You can do meetings. Now let's see what are the outputs while you do the control quality check. Control quality measurement are the documented results. Now what has been the result of control quality activity? They should be captured in the format that has been specified in the quality management plan. Now this cannot be very different than what is there in your organization. It will definitely be a part of what is your organizational process. So you do that. Your verified deliverables. Now that the deliverables has been checked through the sampling and testing of the product, etc., your verified deliverables is something which is an output of the control quality. Now this determines that the correctness of the deliverables. The result of performing the quality control process are verified deliverables that become an input to the validate scope process for formalized acceptance. Work performance information. Work performance information is nothing but that information that talks on the project requirement fulfillment, causes for rejection, a list of verified deliverables, status of quality matrix, rework that needs to be done, recommendation for action, corrective actions, etc. That is something which is a part of the work performance information. And change request, we did change request at the time of executing the quality as well, and we will do it at the time of controlling the quality as well. If the change occurs during the control quality process, that may impact any of the component of the PMP, which is the project management plan, or the PD, which is the project document. The project manager should submit a change request. Change requests are processed through PICC. Another one is that your project management plan gets updated, your project documents also gets updated. So this is how you plan, manage and control your quality. So plan quality management is what? Is the process of identifying quality requirement and or the standards for the project and its deliverables, and documenting how the project will demonstrate compliance with quality requirement and or standards. And what are managed quality? It's a process of translating the quality management plan into executable quality activities that incorporate the organization's quality policy into the project. And your control quality is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality management activity in order to assess the performance and ensure the project output are complete, correct, and meet customer expectation. So quality is one of the most important part for your project perspective. Remember, you will definitely get some questions around that. So go through the PMBOK and do well for examination. Till we meet again with another session. All the best. Keep studying and do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.